So what we want to do is continue walking in this whole concept of your spark. Now I'm going to bring a young man up. His name is Trey Augustine. I met Trey about 2.5, 3 years ago at an open mic that my nonprofit gets a chance to put on. We put on open mic poetry slams and open mic poetry events. And so Trey walked into the event and literally shut it down. And then, in a huge blessing, I run into Trey's father a year ago, and he begins to share with me how he has a son who is doing all these incredible things as a young writer, as a young poet, and we began to start talking, and we realized that his Trey is the Trey that we met through our organization 2 years ago. And so, since then, what we wanted to do every time we come out, we like to give Trey an opportunity to come and share his spark. Because Trey is a freshman at Art Institute of Atlanta studying audio production, and he is literally walking in his gift. But he's been walking in it since he was 13, 14 years old. And every year he progresses another step. And so without further ado, I just want to bring Trey so that he can share his spark. Can you all give him a huge, huge round of applause?
As you said, my name is Trey, stage name Maverick. I graduated from Lovejoy not too long ago. I'm going to Art Institute in October 2nd. Been in around music all my life, did marching band, all of that. But now I'm recording my album, working on mixtapes, artistry, things like that. But I'm going to bring 2 pieces from a long time ago. And the first one is called Brink of Achievement. It goes like this. Dedicated to the decimation of my fears and hesitations that plagued my train of thought in my younger days, I tried to run away and hide, but my destiny always seemed to find me. I tried confiding in a notepad in hopes that my hunger for success would stop the success of knocking at the door of opportunity. In other words, I'm just looking for a plate. And I look out the faces looking amazed that this kid just changed the face of the earth he walks on with petty wordplay. These words say a lot more than what they were created to convey. I just hope y'all get the message. I mean, I know that life hands us all limits, but while y'all complain, I took them and made the sweetest tasting glass of lemonade. You get it? Lemon, aid. Because honestly, my problems obviously need help stopping these things as though your boy is still on his feet. My psychology is dropping the same jaws that said I'm psychologically not ready for the world. Nah, homie. Only thing I ain't ready for are the further gates. Everything in this life is mine for the taking with a simple stretch of my arms and clasp my phalanges, standing at 5'9" is still a giant in the eyes of those who see greatness. And for those that can't, just wait and be patient. The doctor will be right with you. And if at any point this light hits you and you open your eyes slowly to the nonsensical truth, just know I'm the only one that's been holding your soul in safety and embrace me and allow me to teach you to think. Welcome to the brink of achieving our dreams. Let's get it. This next piece was a Black History piece that I wrote about 2 or 3 years ago. And it goes like this. I've endured the struggles of the past. You see, just because of the color of my mother and dad, I am attacked daily, just for being black. And they say we've been liberated, but slaves still exist today. If you pay attention, you just move from physical to mental. So I'm enduring the struggles of the present. Statistically, if I make it to 21 without seeing a cell, it's a blessing. And you have to understand that as a man, it's stressing that the only expectation of me is to be expecting before I graduate. Especially after the same statistic-generating government sets up a system designed for us to fail. They send us to the slums, projects, ghettos, and ask, why don't we excel? But Hitler did the same to the Jews, and look how far they fell for living in a genocide of the mind. My people, why is it that when we feel that since Obama is black, we get to the side we find it to the breather? Understand that those of us here are the last hope of a lost generation with the true believers that black is beautiful and will continue to be beautiful as long as we live. Which brings me to the future, that ever so unclear and cloudy future. I will endure the harvest of a promising future because I'm sowing my seeds now. In order for a young black man in the future to scream out at inebriation because this generation sets such a good representation that my people go around exclaiming, I'm black. And you know what? I'm proud.
Alright, so, as you know, we have a tradition. Every time we have a guest speaker, we gotta give them a code name. Alright, so let me get a short raise of hands first if you have an idea.
Young Spitter.
Young Spitter. gonna take Young Spitter, Prophet, and
Mars.
what was that? Spitter F Jr. All right. So.
Just Spitter Junior.
All right. So make some noise for Young Spitter. Make some noise for Prophet. Make some noise for Spitter Jr. So by the power invested in me, I now pronounce you Prophet.
Need help because I'm still moving.
I feel you.
Alright, so it looks like you like to break down the line. So the lemonade line.
Okay, has anybody ever heard that expression, life hands us lemons?
Yeah.
Okay, life gives us a lot of problems, we go through a lot of stuff, so, yeah, you make lemonade, right. So, instead of complaining, I made lemonade, and obviously my problems need help stopping me, lemonade.
What made you want to start doing poetry?
Well, to be honest, my sister was doing poetry when I first started picking up the pen. I was like 7 or 8, and she wrote a poem called Gold Words, and that shocked me. I wish I knew it so I could, recite it. But that's what kind of got me into poetry, per se.
Any more questions? Oh, you got a question?
My favorite poet, I would have to say either Edgar Allan Poe or Langston Hughes. Just because Edgar Allan, he was really dark and very, very particular. But Langston Hughes just had a way with words. I mean,
And you had one more baby.
Can you tell everybody how do you use your poetry in your community
as far as using my poetry in my community, I just try to get out there and speak to as many people as I can, because believe it or not, what you have to say can, help somebody out. Maybe they're going through the same thing, or maybe they're going through something completely different, but you see something in the same way. And, it just helps people get through their thing. Yes.
I'm horsey ass. I was wondering if you could do one more Hard Knock Life. I think they'll get something out of it because it will probably describe the people in this room. I'm in law enforcement. I lost my voice yesterday chasing bad guys.
That's my father, for anybody that's wondering. Y'all have time for another piece? It's quick.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This one, as you said, is called Hard Knock Life. It goes like this. It's a hard knock life for a young man out here. But I'm young and without fib, and hung and without tears, but it's not hung like you think. See, I'm hung up on two things, my street and the way we do things, we true kings. Equipped with bomb-wielding armies and even kamikazes that wouldn't mind harming themselves to further the cause we all seem to share. It's exist and exist only. Solely so that we can fight for our homies and grow weed, blow trees, you know what I mean. These are the thoughts of a lost soul. He lost so much that he lost hope. Lost though he may be, he's not alone. That's what the problem is. Problem kids spread far and wide, but who stands up and puts a stop to it? Maybe you. Could it be me? Possibly we. No, it must be us, because if not, then who does? This is not just something that we can let go and let grow, because the more we let it grow, the more it collects souls, and the more it collects souls, the deadlier it gets. And I just can't let my community slip. Let this problem be ceased. Silence the violence and increase the peace. These words are my creed, and they should be yours too. That young man, he ain't rare. Could have been you.
All your poems
Fast? No, not really. That's kind of my style. Like, trying to catch your attention really quick. But no, they're not all fast. Thank you.
All right, that's it. Give them one more